Hey guys, so now I'm back and we're continuing the end time key players and how to determine who they are. And so we talked about Jesus being one, the restrainer, the Antichrist slash son of perdition, the false prophet, the two witnesses, and then there were systems, the one world government and the one world religion. And so today we already talked about who is the first one, which is Jesus, and the second one we'll talk about is who the restrainer is. So Second Thessalonians 2 verse 7 says, "For the mystery of iniquity doth already work; only he who now letteth will let until he be taken out of the way. And then shall the wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming, even him whose coming is after the working of Satan, with all power and signs and lying wonders, and with all deceivableness of unrighteousness in them that perish, because they receive not the love of truth, that they might be saved." So we're talking about a restrainer that will become visible during the end times. And so we know that this is already, we are already in the end times, at least at the beginning phase, or we could call it the pre-end time phase. And so what is important is that we know, or I know, that this figure is already present, right? So how do we determine that this figure is present? That's because we watch symbols, we watch actions, we watch basically what the Bible just said. And what it said is, "He who now letteth will let until he be taken out the way." So in English, what does that mean? That person, has the power to alter situations, to restrain situations, to prevent a full outgoing one world government system. And if you think about what I am saying and what the description is, then you too should be able to see who that world figure is. And remember, prophecy is happening now. So it's not going to be something or someone in the future. And I know a lot of people are confused about what this verse actually means. But in order to understand it, you have to be able to match the timeline out. It's not just picking this one verse, one scripture, and reading it. It's all in combination with Daniel, with Revelation, and now with Second Thessalonians, stating exactly who we're looking for and what it is. So the first one is Jesus. The second one is the restrainer. Another thing that you may or may not find interesting is that no one has to like the restrainer. No one absolutely have to like the restrainer, because the restrainer is just restraining until a time. So if you think of the world on the world public stage, who is doing restraining activity, then you'll know who that is. Okay, so here is the controversy. I'm gonna tell you who it is. That person is the president of the United States currently, Donald Trump. Now, can you have more than one restrainer? Sure you can. There have been restrainers in the past. But can you have more than one restrainer that is moving in the direction of the end time with all the other moving parts together? No, you can't. You can only have one. Anyway, talk to me below and tell me what you think. So I'm telling you today, based on what I see and what I read, and when I put the scriptures together, the restrainer currently is the president of the United States, Donald Trump. Again, you don't have to like him. You only have to see what he does and see if it's restraining anything from occurring. Is he hated? When he speaks, does he cause things to move? When he says something out there, when he throws it out there, do people react? If he says don't move, do people move? That's a restraining attitude. It's the restrainer that prevents the one world government and the Antichrist from rising. And if you read it again, it's Second Thessalonians 2, starting at verse 7. Actually, if you read before that, it's going to describe who the Antichrist is, who the son of perdition is. And then it tells you this restrainer will prevent all that from occurring. But then when he's taken out the way, then all those things will go into motion. And then can the Antichrist and the one world government rise, because the restrainer is taken out the way. Anyway, let's hear what you think. Like and subscribe if you want to hear more. And I'll be glad to hear what y'all say. Let's make this a discussion. Who's the restrainer? I say it's Donald Trump. Who do you think it is? Until next time, guys.